What's good? Weezer back. Respected Till, you got me. The Great Robino, JT, and the Fly Man. Go ahead and say something.
Yes, sir. JT, happy Earth Day. Respect Earth.
You kind of late, but yeah.
Earth Day is today, though. What you mean?
Is it?
Yeah. You're thinking of 420.
I thought that was Earth Day though. I thought that's why
No.
they called it that.
Nah, bruh.
Uh,
That's just something else.
guess I've
I
just
did
been
not-
learned.
I did not respect the earth this week as I was shooting some trees.
Hey, that's how you feel? Haven't you seen that one movie? The Happening, is it?
Yeah.
It's gonna be you, bruh.
And I can't help you because I'm not up there.
Them trees was bleeding sap. I'm sorry. Anywho, what's the topic?
Yeah, we about to talk about some guilty pleasures in entertainment.
No shame.
Yeah.
No shame around here.
You know, quarantine season. We've been guilty, you know.
But why don't one of y'all give an example of one of them pleasures that you're guilty of?
Okay. I guess I could go. A prime example I have. Me and my wife like to watch Riverdale. Okay. The show is terrible.
Riverdale.
It is a terrible show. Okay. But for some reason, we were obsessed with it. Watched it every Wednesday, knowing that it was a terrible, terrible piece of a show. So, you know, man, that's a prime example. I mean, like, it's a show where the writing is bad. I thought the first season was actually very, very solid. It's based off of the Archie comics, and I mean, everybody kind of knows what they are, like Archie and crew and stuff like that. It's based off of that, and it's like, you know, they're like solving mysteries and crap. And the first season was very solid, but this show is on the CW, okay? And the CW has what I like to call CW, okay, where they
CW what?
CW is
No.
all right. It's just what they do with every single show, right? Every show starts off really good, and then it devolves into like melodrama, bad writing, and just just stuff that doesn't make sense. Okay. For example, there was a cult. Okay. There was a cult in Riverdale, and thugs were joining the cult and letting the cult take their organs. I'm like, bro, what is this? And the leader of the cult, he's like all mysterious and whatever. And then the next season, they track him down. Like in like the very first episode or so, they track him down, and this man says he's gonna fly off in the sky with a rocket. Like, this dude didn't seem that crazy before this, and now all of a sudden he's talking about flying to the moon in like a makeshift rocket. I was like, dude, this doesn't even make no sense. Second off, these mugs be like, they get into crime and like be running drugs and all this other types of stuff when they're like still in high school.
So they're supposed to be like completely normal people?
Yeah, they're normal people, but it's like they're just put in like stupid, ridiculous situations and things that don't make sense. And then like they have musical episodes every once in a while, and it's like it it's a bad show.
I just know that one, Zach Cody's in it.
Yeah, and he's in
One
it,
of them.
and his character is supposed to be like a leader of a gang, and like he's like the furthest person you would consider a leader of a gang. And then there was a scene where this girl, to join the gang, she did a pole dance, and she was like supposed to be like a sophomore. It's like, dude, what is this? This show, it's ridiculous, dude. The first
I only
season,
seen snippets.
yeah, the first season was great, but the rest of it's pretty ridiculous.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, I've only seen snippets, and even then, I couldn't grasp the premise.
I don't even know what the premise is anymore. And then like the main character, Archie, he's like an idiot. I don't like him. He always does stupid stuff.
So he's like the Goku Luffy? I don't know why I say Luffy. Who Luffy?
What are
Pretty
you
much.
talking about?
What?
Pretty much, man.
Interesting.
But yeah, well, JT, why don't you have a turn? What's one?
So one guilty pleasure that I have, and it's honestly just out of pure enjoyment. I don't do it as much recently because I don't watch as many movies as I used to when I was younger. But back when we didn't have cable or satellite television or anything like that, or even like Netflix or anything, we just had a DVD player. And a movie that I watched often, a lot, I think it's mostly because of like background noise, was Dragon Ball Evolution. So the live action Dragon Ball.
I've never actually seen that one.
Oh, it's pretty terrible. It doesn't follow the source material very well.
I didn't see
What?
that, but I've seen the live action Avatar.
Live action Last Airbender.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it was called. Right.
I've never actually seen that. Like, I just know people was like telling me how trash it was.
Yeah, the live action Dragon Ball is not very good, but I really enjoyed it because I thought it was so funny. Because the main character isn't Asian, but he has an Asian grandpa or something like that. He's just traveling around. He doesn't. They changed how ki works. They said it's like air or something, and you're basically like an airbender. They don't shoot like ki blasts like how they do in Dragon Ball. They just shoot like air. And it's quite literally. I remember one scene he was training and he was just trying to blow out candles from a distance. I was like, oh, this is literally Avatar now. I thought that the way the characters looked was really goofy and super exaggerated, I would say. Like, I think Bulma, they made her, like, obviously in, like, Scans to the Cloud leather. That wouldn't make sense in, like, normal aspects. They had Master Roshi, who didn't look super old, but, you know, he looked really goofy the way he kind of walked around.
They did my man Piccolo, bro.
Piccolo looked trash, and he didn't even make sense as a villain. Like, the way he was fighting as a villain. Like, what he did not make a whole lot of sense at all. But the girl who played Chi-Chi, I'm a big fan of. Jamie Chung, I think she's a bad one. So, you know, I was partially biased in my decision to make that a guilty pleasure. What she does doesn't make any sense either. But because I mean, she entered a fighting tournament, and I don't even think she fights in anime. I think she's just a normal person.
She can fight, I think.
I don't remember her ever fighting.
In Dragon Ball. When they were
Did
little.
she? Okay, yeah, when they're little, but she's like she's in high school. And it's funny that they're in high school because they're all old. All of them just look old, and there's even like a classic bully fighting scene, which just seems super unnecessary, but it was kind of fun to watch because he pieced up some dudes. There's no Krillin, but there is a Yamcha, and Yamcha was just trash. He just tried to hit on Bulma the whole time. He didn't really provide any type of support, like how Yamcha would.
Isn't that what he normally does?
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's the closest thing that they got to being into the source material. They did find the 7 Dragon Balls, good stuff. And they made a wish to bring someone back to life. So
That
Was
always
Vegeta
happens
there,
in the
though?
Anime.
source material. No, this one's only around Piccolo.
It's centered around Piccolo, but the Piccolo stuff happens.
When he's an adult.
Is it?
But
is
the
that-
death of his grandfather happens when he's a kid.
Right. Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
that's how like fusion
Right.
happens.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Because Piccolo is essentially isn't like Piccolo essentially a spawn or something of King Piccolo, like the evil King Piccolo or something like that.
Yeah, he's a Namekian.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure they first fought in that tournament.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
And by then, like, Goku had already been grown up and adult and trained. But yeah, for some reason, movie's a lot of fun for me to watch. I wonder how bad it did as far as reviews go. Let's look it up right now.
Probably.
It's from 2009.
Hot Garbo. You know one of my guilty pleasure movies? You can go ahead and finish though.
This movie got a 2.5 on IMDb, 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. 21% of people said they liked this movie.
Hey.
This movie is just a lot of fun for me. And the thing is, the dude who played the main character also played the main character in what's that one movie? Forbidden Kingdom.
Oh, I've actually seen Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah, Forbidden Kingdom was lit, and he was pretty decent in that movie. But in this movie, there wasn't a whole lot of things going for him. They tried to make his hair a little goofy, and it just didn't work. It's way better than The Last Airbender, though.
One of my guilty pleasure movies gotta be that Power Rangers movie came out not too long
The new
ago.
one?
I don't
Latest
think
one?
people. Yeah, I don't think people didn't like it. They didn't really talk about it that much. And then I was low key kind of upset. I don't think we're gonna get any more of them.
Oh yeah,
I was,
no one's rocking it. I thought you were gonna say like the first one. The first one
yeah,
was
yeah, with Ivan Ooze.
yeah, that one was fire.
that one was my jam, dude. Back in the day, I had that one on VHS, and
I
I
had
was
it
just
all.
to rewatch it and watch it and watch it.
Mhm.
Yep, I like that one a lot. I like the other one, the Turbo movie.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Even though it kind of don't really make sense how the one dude was a boy, Justin or whatever I think his name was, and he and when he morphed, like he would change into an adult, like in the
All right.
And I was like, that don't make no sense. But
Man, I don't know what y'all talking about.
y'all know about Power Rangers?
Dang.
I know about Power Rangers, but I haven't seen these movies.
Oh,
snap.
you
I
gotta do that.
didn't used to watch Power Rangers though.
Oh, I was wrong. The guy that was in Dragon Ball is not the same dude as the guy in Forbidden Kingdom. But for some reason, I always process him as a.
Dang,
Now,
so you,
yeah.
you watched the movie for that, and then it wasn't even right.
Now I just don't even know who this man is. Apparently, he was in Shameless.
I seen him in other stuff.
Shameless?
Yeah, he's in Shameless.
Yeah, I don't really. And War of the Worlds. And,
Yeah, he was the son in World of Worlds.
Yeah, so I mean, this makes that movie a little worse, but I still thoroughly enjoyed this movie for some reason. Great for background noise. You know, my girl Chi Chi was out there with him. Chi Chi, you know, saying, "Okay, you know."
It'd be like that.
And Stephen Chow, I thought Stephen Chow would be worth a good shout. Produced by him.
Produced by Dr. Dre.
Man, I don't know if I have a guilty pleasure movie.
So what's the point of us making this topic? I'm just kidding.
At least not off the top of my head. But I mean, I had something else I was gonna say. It was an anime, but I can put that on hold for a bit because I should just say that. In terms of guilty pleasure games, I'm actually playing that Clash of Clans right now. Like right now.
You still be playing Clash. You're playing right now on this on the pod.
Yeah.
Evil.
That's a guilty pleasure right there. Clash
You've been
of
playing that
Clans.
for like 8 years.
No, I wouldn't say that. 'Cause I was
No,
playing.
really?
I was playing in high school, but I stopped, and I started back up when I came here.
That's
there
what I'm
was-
saying. The whole time frame.
Well, that makes it seem like I've been playing the whole time though. I stopped back in high school.
You have.
Yeah, technically you have. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you've been playing for 8 years.
I haven't.
So it's
though.
not like you were set anywhere.
Yeah, what you...
It's not like I what?
It's not like you start over.
Right.
Well, that's because it's just tied to my phone.
Stay on that Clash of Clans.
Hey, I be out there doing it though. I'm a Town Hall 11.
Dang.
They go up to 13 now, I think.
I think I got to like 6.
I got to. So I lied. I said I stopped in high school. I did stop in high school, and then we started up in college. Cause you remember the night staff people? They had their own clan. And they was like, you should play Clash of Clans, and I was like, okay, I guess. So then I re-downloaded it.
Dang. They just trapped you from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I mean that's not really. Yeah.
I can't blame you because everyone at one point played Clash of Clans for sure.
Yeah, that was that was the thing in high school, especially when because they gave everybody those iPads. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. Did you guys get iPads at yours?
I mean, we couldn't download games on it. We had to it was only for in the class. Like we weren't allowed to take them out of class and do stuff.
Dang. So we was able to take our iPads home and we could download games. And at first we was able to download any games, and then they made it to you can't download anything that was 17 plus.
Must be nice to not go to school in the hood.
See, well, the thing is, I didn't even use my iPad for school because all the stuff that, all the books that were in the iPad were not for me. Like they had geometry and stuff like that, and I'm like, bro, I need calculus. That's not in here. we had to hit the actual books for all my classes: calculus, physics, my government, and history, all that. I'm like, what's the point of this iPad now? I just play games for it. There's no point for this.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Hey, but we wasn't Carol though. No, everybody hated Carol.
Yeah, but we only hate them because they had they were just looked at as better than us for a public school.
They felt they was better than us.
Yeah, they always look down on everybody.
We went to that we did a thing there, and that Muggs was like, "You guys, bro, what? That stuff." I was like, "Man, I'll beat your goddamn."
Man, I remember during the track meet we had it was storming and there was lightning, and if there's lightning during the track meet, they make you go inside for 30 minutes until it's done. And then we was inside and we're all in the gym. Carol's on one side, we're on the other side, and then they're chanting I don't know, people are basically saying F Carol, stuff like that, and then they're Carol just starts chanting SAT scores, and I'm like, bro, you can't do this to these people like that. Cause you remember our first school closed down because of grades. I had good grades, but it closed down because of all the other people's grades, and most of the people from that school went over to the new school. So then they're chanting SAT scores. I'm like, that's not fair.
I don't even need to take the SAT while they're going.
That's not fair. That's messed up. I know. See, this is why people hate it, though.
I used to play with on my travel team with a bunch of Carol dudes, and they're definitely my least favorite people to play with.
Hey, but that has nothing to do with the topic.
Sometimes we just gotta get our tilt out,
A fun bit of history is all.
Yeah, respectful tilt. We get tilted. We just have to get it out.
But yeah, I mean, Clash of Clans, there's nothing in depth about that to talk about. It's just a mobile game. It's like a tower defense, I guess. No, it's real-time strategy, right? No, that's not.
I would say it's like a tower defense,
combination.
Real-time strategy, build your town hall type of game.
It's tower defense. I got a guilty. Esports back in the day, that was lit. People talk down on it because it came with, but esports was lit.
It was lit.
Oh, and any of y'all know about Parappa the Rapper?
Yeah.
I know about it. I never played it though.
I didn't play it
off beat.
Yeah.
Yo, that was lit.
feel like Parappa the Rapper just had no chance for any type of evolutionary gameplay.
No, it didn't.
I was like, well, what else do you do? Nothing. Just follow the beat.
Another guilty pleasure. Like it's kind of like a black sheep, and people talk down on it. But the Final Fantasy X2. I used to
Oh
play that
man,
a lot.
I couldn't even get through X2. I was just like, I was just so bored.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I can't lie.
My cousin played it.
I like it a lot.
I couldn't finish it. I was like, who are these people? And I was like, oh, this takes place after 10. But why do they look smaller?
JT, I'm gonna expose you, but I know you're a big fan of
Of
Dead
what?
or Alive, aren't you?
Yeah, man, Dead or Alive. But that's because it's a nice, smooth fighting game. It's not. It's not guilty
Right.
pleasure
Hey,
for the gaming.
I
It's guilty
played
pleasure because they be slapping each other with their chest.
I played Dead or Alive though on the Dreamcast because my dad had Dreamcast. That was lit. I don't know
Yeah,
anything
Dead or
about that
Alive.
Dead or Alive beach game though because I didn't know that was a thing at first.
I didn't play that. I played the fighting game, which
Yeah.
you know.
I thought Dead or Alive was a fighting game, but is the beach game the original?
The beach game is a spin-off.
That's a spin-off. Okay.
Yeah, it's a spin-off for all the people that are like, put them on a beach, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Okay.
Yeah. Hey man, don't sleep. Dead or Alive is a good game. Unfortunately, I've drifted away from fighting games.
I was really big into what was I big into? I'm losing my train of thought.
Hey man, I don't know either.
Somebody else go.
How you just forget?
I know. All right, so then I know for me, when I first got into
What?
anime, I was big into into harem anime.
Oh, this man.
I don't really watch them like that anymore. I tend to watch more action now.
What's a good harem anime?
A good harem, bro. Nisekoi, that's the best one.
See, Nisikoi's not bad though. I like Nisekoi.
Yeah, it's a harem, no?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is because everyone. Okay, yeah. I just consider that a slice of life anime, even though it kind of doesn't make sense.
At its core, is basically a harem because you got like 5 girls that like the main dude.
And then he has to figure out which one he wants to fall in love with.
Yeah, but then I guess in terms of the anime that doesn't happen. But if you go and read the
Yeah.
manga, he actually makes a choice.
Yeah, I heard he picks one, and you have to tell me who that is. Just text that to me. Text me who he picks, because I'm not trying to read. As far as a guilty pleasure for me, I think I've talked about this game to fellows before, but it's a turn-based strategy game called Phantom Brave. It's on Steam. It's got pretty decent reviews on Steam, but I don't think it ever really hit like that because I don't think there's a sequel to it or anything. But it's basically made by the same people who made Disgaea, which is
I heard
another
about this.
turn-based.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially the same combat style, but I mean, I personally just played this one more, and I've maybe put in 100 hours plus into this game just because I don't know. It's very similar to Fire Emblem, in which each character has a certain amount of steps that they can move over a certain distance, and you're trying to get rid of the enemy troops. But the way the troop system works is you have some people, like if you're going to the store, some people might already be on the map with you, but ultimately it's just one girl, and she summons these phantoms that fight for her. So you have to, and you only limited a certain amount of phantoms, so you have to really be careful as to which phantoms you pick. And as well, there's the certain items. There are items on the field that you have to summon them from, and based on what item you summon them from, they get different boosts or different deterrents to their stats. So if you summon them to a rock, from a rock, their defense and their magic defense is higher, but their speed is really low. So I think it's a very interesting take on turn-based strategy. It's a very Japanese game. I think it only hit well in Japan, of course. And I think I only recently saw it on Steam. I don't know when it first came out, but it originally aired on the PlayStation 2. Maybe like okay, so it's here in like 2005. Yeah, 2005. But I personally really enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of replayability in it. There's a lot of cool attacks. There's a lot of cool items. Post game, you get to fight the main character in Disgaea, which is pretty interesting. And he's like a super boss. And I only got to beat him like phase 1. Once I got to the other ones, he got to such a huge level that I had no chance of killing him. But that's my guilty pleasure. Only, I don't think it's that popular, but I don't think it's a bad game at all.
I can get with it. I can get with it.
You might have to check that out. I think it's only like $20.
I can get with it, but can you get with it, Rob?
Man, I'm just here.
Got 100 hours on that, buddy. I'm gonna have to read down.
But do you remember what you was gonna say though?
I don't. But we can move on past. But you know what? I want to talk about one pleasure game. RuneScape.
You were on that RuneScape for like 4 years.
A lot.
Well, I was on that RuneScape though.
We know you were.
I brought it back in college, and then people saw me playing it, and then they all got back into it, and we was just in the study lounge playing it.
You had one man that just cooked the entire game, the entire time. He was like, "Yep, I'm just here cooking." I don't even remember that man's name.
You know, it was some underrated games though, like movie tie-in that were pumped out. I remember Spider-Man game back in the day. I'm a real big fan of that Spider-Man game.
On the PS2?
In hindsight, yeah, on the PS. No, it was the one on the
PS1.
It was on the PS1 and Nintendo, stuff like that. I played it.
The first fight against like Doc Ock.
Yeah, right. That
Yeah,
one.
I saw that.
And that one, think about it, it's kind of a bad game.
I mean, I think it was bad just because of the system.
Yeah. Just the time.
Yeah.
Just
You look at Spider-Man now, came out. What about some movies?
Oh, yo, and that Mad Max video game, severely underrated.
I never played it.
It's severely underrated.
I saw the movie, but I didn't play it.
You said some movies. Oh, and I could think of quite a few. Any of like the Wayans brothers parody.
Oh God.
I know people are like
Like that.
They're funny.
Yeah.
What's that one movie? Was it called Haunted House, or was that the actual movie?
That one I don't like. But
all the ones, that's the only one I can think of too.
You don't like the one with the African Crockett?
They did the scary movies, and I think they
Yeah.
stopped being funny after like.
I mean, that one was funny when I saw Shaq and Dr. trapped. They like Shaq to make a free throw.
Yeah.
I feel like those movies are like Saturday Night Live, but of like a 2-hour span.
What are some other guilty pleasure movies I got? There's some Nicolas Cage one. There's one, but I don't. There's that one movie. It's called Face Off.
That sounds really familiar. Did they take that guy's face?
Yeah, it was John Travolta and
Yeah.
and it was just very ridiculous. The most entertaining thing about it, it's like John Travolta's acting like Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage is acting like John Travolta, and there's this part where Nicolas Cage character, it's like the terrorist. He's playing the terrorist, but he's singing in this choir. He's filling up this nun and like hit note as he's like singing, like 'cause he's blending in. That was skies, like dressing up as a priest in the choir, and I was like, "What is this?" uh, I really like Big Trouble in Little China. I think it's
I feel like that's a cult classic.
yeah, it's not really that good,
Yeah.
crazy good, but
I don't know anything.
there
really
is this movie I saw called Bloodsport.
You've talked about Bloodsport before. I feel like.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know, man. There's a lot. Most ones I can think of are like comedy that people think
True.
are stupid.
Comedies do receive like the worst reviews.
Yeah. Apparently people really hated The Day After Tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, it's as typical as it gets for an apocalypse movie.
Alright. What was that one movie where it had Samuel L. Jackson got ate? That one was pretty lit. I like that movie. Man, there's so many.
Have you all seen the movie Hot Rod?
Nope.
I got a bunch of quotables for Hot Rod. A bunch of quotables.
Oh yeah.
That's the Andy Samberg movie.
Yeah, I have seen that movie.
Which is dumb, man. I love that movie. I quote it as many times whenever I can.
Side note, you know what movie was not a guilty? I absolutely hated.
What?
Remember when our boy made us watch that one movie
Oh!
on Netflix?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's what, Game Over Man?
Oh yeah.
That movie
I
was hot
remember that.
trash. And he was like, y'all gotta watch this movie, it's hilarious. I was watching, I was like, what?
I think he said he watched it when he was high.
It don't
That
matter
movie-
if he's high, drunk, sleeping. That movie was trash all time.
If he's sleeping.
That movie was hot garbo. And then he watched it and he was like, yeah, it's not that funny. I was like, no, it ain't. You're right.
We told you.
That movie was hot trash, which is 2 hours. Watching that freaking movie.
I like The Faculty. That one's a pretty underrated like 90s horror movie. I'm a big fan of that. I don't know. What are some other ones? Yo, that Jimmy
Got
Neutron
me.
movie though.
That
You know, I
chicken
had the game
dance.
for that game, or that movie. I had the game on the Game Boy. That's
I
kinda
really
weird.
love the original, like the original,
What?
What was that?
The Mummy Returns. You
Oh,
never seen those?
Your thing cut out.
Oh, the Mummy movie.
Which one? The second one?
I like the first and the second one.
Okay, yeah, I didn't like the
Mummy,
last.
The Mummy Returns. Yeah, the last one was trash.
The only one I remember is the one with the bald dude. Like the bald mummy.
Yeah, that was the first one.
That's, yeah, very first one.
Well, I guess it's the first and second. 'Cause it came.
The one with Jet Li, though, I was like, this is garbage. I didn't see who is it? Tom Cruise? I didn't see that one.
The remake of the
I
Yeah.
didn't see the remake.
Yeah, nobody watched it. People. I
What
wouldn't
about
even
the-
say it was like. I liked the Venom movie was okay. It's pretty okay. I don't think I loved, but I was expecting it to be like a dumpster fire. It wasn't.
Would you just say the Justice or not Justice? The DC movies in general, as of late.
I don't even know if they're
I
guilty.
mean, I didn't really like him like that.
I don't really like them.
I was just, I mean, they're not guilty. They're not a pleasure at all.
I mean, I like Shazam. Okay, but I genuinely think that was. I hate Batman versus Superman. Anything will make me like that. Justice League.
I
is
never
dis-
watched it. I refused to watch the Batman
Yeah.
vs Superman.
Oh, yeah, you didn't. You weren't with us that time, huh? 'Cause I thought we watched it together. Fine, man.
Yeah, it was terrible.
No, I wasn't there. Our boy
and
bought
Justice-
the extended
Justice
version.
League yeah, Justice League just frustrates me. I will. Version makes things make more sense, but I still don't like it. There's this movie called Starship Troopers. from the 90s. I ended up watching that. I was
Sounds familiar.
I definitely should have.
That sounds really familiar too. Yeah.
That movie was very bloody, involved lots of stuff.
Oh yeah. Starship
That-
Troopers.
That
Yeah.
movie was lit. That movie
What
was.
you talking about? And whenever they changed, they got naked.
Yeah.
I know
I think
exactly what you're talking about.
My dad had it like on VHS. He kept those sci-fi movies around.
Yeah, I think I saw the latest one, and I was like, "Dang, that dude's killing them through the glass." Something like that. I don't know. It was
What
gory.
always stuck with me was that. I mean, spoiler alert. Nobody survives.
Oh yeah, no.
Like nobody that you followed.
Yeah, man. It was
I
one of
guess-
those ones.
I guess people hate Norbit. Norbit was funny.
Norbert was trash.
that turkey butt.
Yeah. I think it's just connection.
Not
I
Eddie
think-
Murphy's best movie.
I think white chicks. People that movie.
You think it's what?
I said I think White Chicks is hilarious, but I don't know how much people.
I like it. I think it's a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was funny. Not too many movies like that. Yo, that Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer movie.
I've
Low-key-
never seen that.
I think I actually saw
low-key, It was
that.
tight. It was tight. It didn't make no sense, but I mean, I feel like if he could, he would. You know.
Yo, I know people like hate the Transformers movies a lot, like recent years, but I was it's the first three.
Hey man, Megan Fox is a guilty pleasure of mine.
Have you ever seen her in that movie called Jennifer's Body?
I was just gonna say that too.
She's been out there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, Megan, okay. And her first scene in, what was it, Transformers 2? I was like, she's not doing anything in that motorcycle.
You know what the prime guilty pleasure movie is? There's this movie called The Room. I'm sure
Oh,
there's a myth about it.
yeah.
But please, guys, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Sounds really familiar. Which one is it?
I know about The Room. I haven't seen it, but I don't really want to see it.
You should see it, dude. It's funny as hell. Oh god, funny.
Tell me the premise.
There is no premise, really, right?
I don't know. It's like some lovers type thing, but it's just a very terribly made movie. So terribly made to the point that it's like hilarious. If you want some even more, I guess, if you're too scared to approach the because of how terrible it, you should watch. What was that movie? James Franco made a movie about the guy that
Oh yeah.
we made. What was it called?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the movie is.
And that kind of depicts it as very well too. I told my mom to watch that movie, actual The Room, and she called me and said it was hilarious. But it's called The Disaster, and it's really a good movie. But yeah, watch The Disaster Artist. Too scared to approach the, but The Room is also. There's this movie I watched as a kid called Small Soldiers. That was
a cool movie. It just didn't make sense to me at the time.
yeah. There's another one too. I like. It was a game. It was like the Army Men. You guys remember that?
That sounds really familiar.
Are you talking about like?
It was just like
talking. Yeah.
Game where you could play with, you know,
Toy
like
Soldier.
couch. Yeah, it was,
Okay, yeah,
It
that's
was
what
like
that's what I
Army
was thinking.
and you could like
Yeah.
drive around in their tanks and stuff like that.
I know what you're talking about. I feel like I played that.
That was my stuff. That
I
was-
just don't remember if I had a good time with that. I'm being honest.
Do y'all remember that movie 2012 that they capitalized? They said the world was going to end in 2012.
Yeah.
I never
Was
saw
that
it.
Nicolas
But
Cage? Who was in that?
It wasn't
forgot.
Nicolas Cage. I don't know.
I never
just
saw
remember
the
that one
movie. But I knew
high-profile
about it.
actor.
What was
Right,
that? That
you're
was because
probably
of the Mayan calendar, right? Everybody thought it was
Yeah.
gonna end because of that.
You're probably thinking of that one Nicolas Cage movie, not called The Happening, but it's called The Knowing. I think it's what it's called.
Maybe. Yeah. I just don't remember who's in
I like that movie, even though that movie
Look
was
that up.
stupid.
Hopefully.
What else? What else we got? I don't know. Guilty pleasure movie. Deep down, I know are trash, but I really like Star Wars.
Hey man,
3.
it's okay to like Star Wars.
1 to 3, they're kind of trash.
Mhm.
I like them.
People
I
don't
mean,
like the new ones.
I mean, I just like to quote it.
I like
The
them.
quotes are the thing that makes that movie.
The new ones disappoint me.
If you tell somebody it's because you don't like sand, hilarious. I don't
Yeah, they
like
become
sand.
memes. It's coarse. It's rough.
What's wrong, Anakin? I don't like sand.
That Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage, like in hindsight,
yeah.
he probably wasn't the best person for that. You think? But I love that movie.
Robino, what you got for the guilty pleasure? We know. We all think all your pleasures are guilty pleasures, honestly.
Man, you don't know me. But
I'm sure anything you say that you like will be like, oh yeah, we don't like that, but you do.
I don't know about that. But I was trying to think of something. And I guess these isekai anime, you know, the ones where they go to another world.
Oh, is that what they're formally called?
Yeah.
I'm honestly pretty tired of those, but
Yeah, cuz they just keep pumping those out.
One of your favorite animes is the
Yeah, two of them in that top 3.
oh yeah.
That No Game No
Yeah.
Life and ReZero. They're both
Yeah.
isekai. I mean, they're kind of different types of isekai.
Is
in a
it
way.
is it considered isekai if they travel to another world and stay there, or if they're like born into like that's it, right?
I think it's isekai in general if they're not from that world.
Okay, so like Konosuba would be an isekai.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So then, that time I got reincarnated into a slime.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm following along now.
Basically every isekai, the main character somehow gets reincarnated or summoned into that world.
Right.
And one of the main things is that they always die somehow. A lot of times they end up getting hit
Yeah.
by a truck or a bus because they wasn't
Yeah.
looking both ways before crossing the street or something.
Well, unless you're Yusuke and you save a kid that wasn't gonna get hurt anyway. But he doesn't die. He goes back to life.
See, but that's not a isekai.
Oh no, it's not. Konosuba, that guy pushed that girl out of the
He
way
tried to
from the
pull a
slum.
Yusuke.
Yeah, he tried to save her, but he just ended up dying. And everyone laughed at him. Have you seen Konosuba Five Man?
I think so.
Bro, it's funny.
It's pretty hilarious.
Hey, JT, you saw the Konosuba movie though?
Yeah, the Konosuba movie was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He was like, this is perfect time when they're sleeping in the same room.
Yeah.
He was just trying to scheme, and she was like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And he said something real smooth, and then he started creeping again.
Yeah. He tried to play it off. She tricked him
He's
though.
like, "It's cold outside. We have to stay together for warmth." And the mom's like, "Oh wait, you're rich? Okay." Ah man.
Or that,
Konosuba.
like, they just, I don't know, just from the start of that movie, like the way it just started off, I'm like, dang, this movie about to be funny.
Konosuba was pretty underrated, I would say. I think more people should watch it. It's pretty funny.
It's one of the better comedies, I think.
I think so too. One of the better comedy isekais.
You definitely
sure.
feel for the characters. They put a lot of emotion into what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's a different take on traditional isekais, where they're all serious and like, we gotta beat this guy and whatever. It's a little
Yeah.
more.
Most of the time in
visual.
isekai, it's they get brought into the other world and they're just OP in that world.
Yeah, and they're told to like go fight some
Demon
super
king,
strong guy.
demon lord
Yeah,
person.
it's quite literally almost all of them.
Yeah, they're kind of all the same, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if they made another isekai and they didn't make the premise the same, I think I'd be more inclined to like them more. Because I watched No Game No Life, and I was like, yeah, it's alright. Just not a big fan because I think the genre is oversaturated a little bit.
I agree.
I'm telling you that ReZero though. You got a little bit of thriller and stuff in there.
A little bit of MJ in there.
Yeah, just like that Parasite, you got some MJ in that too.
I would watch Parasite, but I just need a break from gore for a little bit.
After
I
that
just need
Tokyo
a
Ghoul.
break from gore. I was just like, man, there's just so much gore. It's unnecessary, you know?
See, so when I'm watching like horror anime, like when I watch Dead Man Wonderland, I think that's classified as horror. And I'm watching, I'm like,
Yeah.
is this really horror though? It's just gore. Like when I think horror, I think something that's like, I guess I'm thinking suspense, which that's that's thriller.
Yeah. I guess something. Yeah,
Gore-
because things
gore-
could be horror without being thrilling.
Yeah, gore can be considered horror. It's a different type, but
Because it seems like most anime that I watch that are horror, they're just all gory.
Mm. I think I saw a snippet of Parasite, and I saw this woman get her head eaten off. I was like, oh, that's gory.
yeah, Parasite.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
Probably. I don't know why I showed up on. So I was like, yo, maybe I'll wait and watch this for a little while.
I know.
Until I get my.
I've seen that
used to that.
scene in live action too, because I think they made a live action one, and then I think that was in the trailer for it or something.
Right, a live action what?
Parasite.
It is it like Japan?
I think so.
It's with a Y, right? Or is it
Yeah.
with the I?
No, they made a live action version of the anime.
Right. Is the anime with an I or a Y?
A Y.
Okay, yeah, because the Korean movies with an I.
They're totally different things. It's not so
Yep.
much. I really like The Sims.
Sims. I feel like Sims is the same reason we like Animal Crossing.
Right.
It feels nice to be in control and just have things just go on their own whenever you feel like you want. You know?
My cousins always used to like trap their Sims and
And just kill them?
yeah, just thinking about that and
That's sadistic, bro.
that's the distinct.
This might be RIP to Colby's current mic situation.
That new one is coming, bro.
Is that on the way?
Yeah, it's on the way.
Where it at?
Man, you know the Amazon orders are taking like 2 weeks.
Facts, though. I'm waiting with my chair.
What I was just trying to say was, my cousins used to kill their Sims. Called ops, basically.
Dang.
That's all I'm trying to say. They used to like close them off.
From?
They used to close them off. That's all I got. That's why I'm gonna end here. That's why I'm gonna stop your discussion right there.
Fuck.
Dang.
I hate this.
Another game I used to rock with a lot, and I bought it recently on Steam, and I beat it again, was Tie the Tasmanian Tiger 2.
Oh snap!
Yeah, that man. I used to just be throwing boomerangs. It was lit.
I forgot about that game, bro.
And then the racing game on it was fire too. They had a nice little racing mini game on it. It was
Whatever
fun.
happened? Whatever happened to that, man?
It was the third one that was released, and then after that, pretty much the game was done. But yeah, man, this has been Tiger was fire. Bought on Steam, played through it.
There's this game I played called it was called it was almost no, it was almost similar to it was called The Legend of K. That was
the little cat.
Yeah, the cat dude. That was my game.
Cat dude has orders with it, dude.
That was my game. I used to like that a lot.
Another game that I'd be trying to tell y'all to play, I guess pay for, is that Phoenix Wright. Because I feel like that'd be a good streaming game for you know?
How about it?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good game for you to stream. Unfortunately, I know all the correct choices and all the right answers, but I think it would be fun to watch you try to think about what's supposed to be done.
Man, you know I'm dumb.
That's why it'd be funny. You just have to skip through like a lot of the dialogue that's not important, but I think it'd be funny to watch you struggle to do that.
See, I don't know how I feel about streams yet, but
I mean not stream, but to record you playing.
Yeah, because I already have to skip through a lot on Persona.
Yeah, maybe you don't have to stream per se, but just record yourself trying to get through it. I've seen people like actual lawyers go through and play the game, and I'm like, okay, they're alright. They kind of get what's going on, but I just want to see what regular people look.
Who knows?
And it's like $20 right now, and it's on Steam.
Who knows? I know.
You might blow up.
I know one thing that I think I could say is a guilty pleasure is Fate. You know, everybody be talking about Fate.
I mean, no one talks about Fate but you. That's the thing.
No, but everybody talks about how convoluted it is and stuff like that. So that would make it a guilty pleasure, right?
I guess so. I mean, I can't argue with the animation. I just don't care to watch any more of them.
Well, I mean, honestly, if you're not trying to get super into the lore like I am, then you only have to watch Zero and Unlimited Blade Works.
Hey, I watched Unlimited Blade Works. I did it.
Is it on anything right now? I know it was on. It was on Netflix.
Yeah, it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it's still there.
I thought it was at least, because that's how I watched Unlimited Blade Works.
That was.
Did watch.
I mean, I told you I watched Unlimited Blade.
No, you didn't. You liar. You lie.
That's why I don't have to hear you.
Man, don't call me like that, fam. You hurt my feelings, bro.
I was actually watching the Watch Mojo video. It was two of them. There was a top 20 or it was top 10 or top 20 anime to binge, and then there was a top 20 anime of the century, and they had Fate on there. There was like excuse me, even if you're not, I think it was on the binging part, because they said that if you're trying to get into the deeper lore of it, it's gonna take you so long, and if you're trying to map out the timeline, that's gonna take even longer. But they was like, but you gotta at least watch Fate Zero, and that's what I'm saying. All you gotta do is watch Fate Zero, and you good. Now, if you get hooked, then you can watch them other things.
And I'll check this out, man, because I've been seeing.
I'm just too much of a completionist when it comes to
I don't know
animes.
what these are, you know?
When I'm done, I just want to move on.
I tend to be a completionist, but I don't know. I haven't had too many anime where I started it and stopped. Like, most of the time, if I start something, I want to finish it so I can say I finished it. But there's been like, I think 2 or 3 that I stopped because I just didn't like them.
Mm-hmm.
I know there was one I saw the first episode and I just didn't continue. I don't really count that though. I know, like, one I do count because there's 2 seasons and it's a harem. It was a Chinese harem called Cupid's Chocolate. And the first season was, like, I guess a guilty pleasure because it wasn't good to me, but it was like 13 minutes, so it's like half the time of a normal show, and I think the show was like 12 or 13 episodes. So I was like, oh, I can do this. I watched this in half the time of like a normal episode. I can get through all these. And then the second season comes out where it's full length, 20 something minutes for like however many episodes, and I'm like, man, I can't watch 20 minutes of this every time a new episode comes out. So I just stopped, and I think I stopped when it was almost done, because I stopped at like 18 episodes and there was like 20 something, but I don't want to go back and watch it. There's also one show that I watched where I actually finished it. It was 12 episodes, and I was actually falling asleep during it. I just finished it so I could say I finished it. But it was called Divine Tower, I think. No, Divine Gate. It was called Divine Gate. And I don't know why that show was so boring to me for some reason.
Have you ever watched Steins Gate?
Steins Gate, no, really not yet. I know about it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be one of those ones where everybody's like, oh, you have to watch this.
Yeah. I might pick that up. I'm looking for animes to watch while I Animal Cross, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of free time these days.
Hey, you might as well go watch that Watch Mojo list. Top 10
why?
Because it's top 10 anime to binge.
But I know what anime I want to binge.
Do you, though? They said JoJo. You stopped JoJo.
Yeah,
you gotta watch that JoJo.
I started JoJo's. I'm on part 2, and I started today.
I'm on part.
He thinks that once
3,
when I was watching part 1, so I need to rewatch it.
Oh man, I barely watched part 1.
Man, part 1 is not even long though.
Part 1's like 7 episodes, but it was trash. Not part 1.
Like people think that's favorite.
Yeah.
People think that part 1's the favorite?
No, least favorite. That seems to be everybody's least favorite.
I was gonna say that was like 4 episodes.
Yeah, I watched it and it put me to sleep, and then I watched season 2. I was like, I enjoy this a lot more. Part 2 is already much more enjoyable because Joseph is a funny dude.
Yeah, Joseph is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, that's what another one of my friends said too.
Do you know about Joseph, Flyman?
I don't think so. This wasn't the one we teaked hair.
With
that wasn't when we critiqued the hair.
Oh no, that was Josuke.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's from what am I on, part 3? I think he's part 4 or 5 or something.
I don't know. Joseph's funny though. I like Joseph so far.
He be scheming.
Alright guys, it's been your boys with respect to Tilt. Been me, Great Flyman, T. I'm here with the Great Flyman. Say something.
Yes.
I'm here with the J Robino. Say something.
Hey, that's me.
Yep. You already know I'm over here, TJ. We out here from Respect to Tilt. I don't know how he does the intros, but since he's struggle busting with the mic, I'm gonna have to end it. But yo. Always remember to respect the Tilt.
I like
Just
how
like
you did
that.
the yo-yo. I like how you did the